And welcome back to part 23 of Neptunia VIIR, where today we're going to try and save C-Sha from the delusionary energy that keeps on irradiating from her and creating all these monsters. But to do so, we got to take another adventure up a golden tower. But unlike Noir's one, this one actually has, you know, content beyond the first floor. The second floor actually has quite a lot to do, so that's why this entire part's going to be just that dungeon. There's no overly elaborate super boss at the end. The main plot of this episode is kind of done. The main antagonist was Anzaleb and it's all done. They just kind of wanted to shoe in having you go into one more golden summit. But before then, we need to go talk to the guide or the guild for them to let us know that she's gone there. If you go to several eyewitness reports, C-Sha has gone to the golden summit. The golden summit? The golden tower? Yes, but the entrance to the tower is supposedly unopenable. Why would she go there? Maybe it's because C-Sha is part of Goldford. It's the same gold colour, so it might be related in some way. Alright then, let's head to the Golden Summit! Let's go! It looks like we'll be going to the Golden Summit. Thank you, Lady Blanc. I have a very bad feeling. What a coincidence, so do I. I just hope this feeling is just my imagination. Steamax has arrived! It looks as if all the residents of this mansion are out, just as the General's information said. My search should go smoothly then. Now, let's see. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Ooh, this is a pocketed monstrosity's fanzine that was distributed at a con years ago, but was pressured by a certain Louian manufacturer to stop. If I remember, no humans appear within, and it had a plot of monstrosities grappling it out in very suggestive pro-wrestling matches. To think Louis' revolutionaries were furries. I suppose such a long-standing genre as fans of all sorts. Whoops, I cannot do this now. I have a direct command from the General to fulfill. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Oh my, stowed in this locked cabinet is a photo album of Louis' CPU candidates. And this angle, no matter how you look, it seems to be secretly taken photos. If it were a magazine of busty blondes, I would take it, but for the world and humanity's sake, I should burn this. This is a disc of Midwinter's Afternoon Daydream. If it isn't a legendary film that was #1 most searched video on Neptune for several years, I believe the content was about a senior in a swim club inviting a junior to his apartment roof with expensive romance occurs. There's even covered this genre. As expected of a revolutionary, he has revolutionized his tastes. Incredible. This mansion is a treasure trove. I can't help but interrupt my investigations. So Anzaleb was a fucking creep, right? Like, there's no two-way around it, right? When Steve said, I should burn this, that should be the best hint you should ever need that the magazine was, like, close to child pornography. Like, yeah, Anzaleb was a fucking monster. The walls are so sparkly and pretty. You two aren't scared. If you're scared, you can go back to the city. We're coming too. We're worried about C-Sha. I'm scared, but I'm worried about C-Sha, so I'll do my best. Alright, if at any point you feel like it's going to be too dangerous for you, then head back. Okay. I don't know why I defaulted to Rom's voice when it was both of them, but I can't voice both of them, so what am I supposed to do? What is this space? I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah, what is this? It's a really weird place. It's strange. We don't know what's here, so don't go too far away from me, you two. Don't worry. We'll stay close. C-Sha, where are you? Now, the first thing you'll notice is that the colour scheme's different, but the first floor's exactly the same. I wish I was kidding. The first floor is fucking identical to the one in Noir's one. Thankfully, it's the last time it's completely identical. After this, the first floors will be similar but different somewhat. But this one, it is identical. Like, the way forward is there. I'm gonna spoil it right now. There's no treasures up on the upper or middle deck. But unlike Noir's one, there is actually proper treasures to get in this dungeon. And it's all on the second floor. The second floor actually has a lot of stuff to do and a lot of exploring to do. It's not the biggest second floor of the lot. Like, it's gonna get bigger. Don't worry, when we get to Vert's story, the Gold Summit escapade in that one's goddamn huge. That one's more just because it's like 4 floors. Like, this one, the last one, are both 3 floors. This one just has a much bigger second floor. But Vert's one has 4 floors, and the second and 4th floor are both bigger than the second floor in this one. to the point where I'm probably going to end up splitting the Gold Summit and Vert's Gold Summit video into 2 parts. So I have recorded the whole of Act 2 now, and I'm not touching this game again up until I record everything of Part 2, just because I'm making up so much data space. The amount of head I've recorded, there's just such a giant chunk of space, of so many gigs. No, it's like, no, if I start recording Act 3 as well, this is going to get ridiculous. So until all of Act 2 is finished uploading, which should be done in about 3 weeks. Looking at how many how much editing and how much time I've got to put together, I can see it being another 15 parts nearly.
I'm at the top of my game.
Or at least close to. Like, maybe I'll be able to get it a bit shorter. Like, I'm aiming to maybe see if I can get it around 37 maybe slightly less, maybe slightly more, depending on how it goes. Also, Blanc and Rom were both stunned, so only Ram can attack until the stun wears off. Thanks, Num Doggo.
That was super easy.
Thanks, Ram.
Level up.
Also, yes, the default staffs for Rom and Ram are what look like giant DS styluses, and that's what they're a reference to. The reason why they're twins is because they're a reference to the DS with the 2 screens. It's the same reason why their color scheme is pink and blue, because they were like the first two colors that were chosen when they started doing alternate colors for the DS. It wasn't just that box grey. Like when they did the DS lights, the first 2 colors were blue and pink. I ended up getting a black DS light back in the day, and it served me well until I got my 3DS XL and realised just how goddamn tiny the DS Lite was in comparison. Like going from like the smallest DS in the entire family to one of the biggest. Yeah, you noticed that shit. There was no 2 way around that. It was just, oh god. I don't even actually have my DS Lite anymore, which is a shame because it was like, it's the only way. I've got like a whole bunch of old Game Boy Advance games I'd love to go back and play, but oh well. Maybe one day I'll go get like an old black blocky DS again. But I say that, but I've got more of a feeling I'll probably... her movement's blocked, so she's not getting over there. But I'm probably more likely to get like a Game Boy Advance again, just so I can play Game Boy Color shit as well. Assuming the battery life, or whatever it was, like the thing that could burn out in the Game Boy Color cartridges isn't dead on most of my games, which I've got a feeling it might be. Which means I wouldn't be able to save, but, oh well. And, yeah, this probably has the most editing in it of all the videos I've done, because there's a shit ton of encounters against enemies we've already fought in here. Like, I kind of... I try and make an exception of the rule of, if it's the first time I fought them in that dungeon, I show them off just for the sake of showing more, kind of thing. But at the same time, like this is like the last proper new enemy for a good while. And the only reason I'm fighting it is because it's tied to a hunt, which I do make the mistake of forgetting about, I believe. Also, thanks, Ram. Like, usually I'm not, for fuck's sake. And what I mean by forgetting about it is that I do the requirements, but I think I forget to bank it in. And also saying that, when I get to the end of Act 2, I think I forget to bank it in then as well, so I have to do it when I start the recording for Act 3, assuming I remember to do so. Which I probably won't, but oh well. So, Blanc, Rom and Ram should all be a good enough level now that you shouldn't have to worry about grinding. So I just fight everything that's in my path as I go, and I've been a confident level ever since. And I do recommend you doing the same. Right, this is Area 2. Area 2 is huge, and if you pay attention to the map, there are items in places you just can't get to right now. There's teleporters around, but additionally, if you pay attention, there is going to be a little bit of platforming it will ask you to do. Not much. Not as much as it will ask you to do in Verts when we get to that. But there is a little bit here and there. But because there's platforming and it's a bigger area, there is loot to get. You can get an upgraded CPU set for Blanc, which I found kind of interesting because you can't get one from the wild because the dungeon's too short. Like, Blanc gets one, Vert's going to get one, spoilers. Neptune isn't going to get one, because she already got one in a previous dungeon. Like, if you remember at all, when we was in the first CPU sanctuary, like in the first act, she got a new armor set then, so I think that was the justification of not giving her a new one in here. But Noir no, I don't get Noir's excuse. I don't get why she's the only one that doesn't get it full stop. And it's not like they give it to her in like any other dungeon, I don't think. Like, I have to look back on like what's uploaded, but I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Jump, go. Jump, jump. Boing.
Yeah, so you're gonna see me occasionally just kind of look around and circle myself to try and work out where I'm supposed to be heading. And it's around this point that I realise I've gone the correct way when I want to go the wrong way for the loot. So I have to just kind of sacrifice my positioning and drop down here, knowing I won't be able to get back up there easily. I have to go around. But if you go up here, I believe this is just a normal item. Yeah, no, these are braid rings. One's got a red lining on it, one's got a blue lining on it. So you can give one.
Is this alright?
Like, the idea is that you give one to each twin. But as you can see, like, it becomes difficult to justify with Ram. Well, I do so in the end, I think, but it was a bit like, because power is so important. Because power is like such a generalized number of everything you are. If that power goes down, you're not helping yourself that much. It's just a stat boost across the board were enough to justify me sacrificing the power. And because we're actually going through loot and inventories, you actually get to hear this theme for a little bit. Like, holy shit. Because we get another piece for Whiteheart. Yeah, the NTD 64. Which, although the stat line is inferior, having the set together all around is a better set. So I'm not too fussed about it being slightly inferior on its own. As we approach another one of these sons of bitches. Now, do you notice how I don't really try to get the surprise attack on them anymore, the first strike, because of how much they dart around? It's so difficult.
I feel like I've gotten stronger.
Hey, level 43. Yeah, I wonder if I am actually a high enough level to actually learn some new thing. Yeah, Gefallichstern! Level 43! There we go, I knew I'd get it before the end. And I also get some... I think that was a buff, that one, yeah. I like the fact that Ram gets a special for every single element in the game. Like, she's the only character, I believe, that covers every single element. Like, there are some characters that cover most of them, but the only other example I can think of is a character that we haven't encountered yet. They have every element except darkness.
How is it?
Whilst Ram has access to darkness as well. Like, she has a special attack for every single elemental, which can make her extremely attractive to have on the team. She's a bit more fragile than a lot of other members, because she's part of the twins. Both Rom and Ram are significantly more fragile than most of the team. But Ram's black magic is really powerful in the right hands, and Rom's white magic speaks for itself. It's such a great advantage of healing. And I will be trying to, when we get more members to the point where we have to actually start swapping out and managing who goes in what slot in the team sort of thing, I will be doing my best to try and spice it up and make sure we're swapping between who's in action and who isn't. But at the same time, I would want to try and swap it out whilst it's still making sense to the plot. Like, if the 4 goddesses or the 4 CPUs go out on a mission together, I'm going to want to play as the 4 goddesses on a mission together. But all that being said, we do have a big cutscene coming up and then a boss fight, so I'm going to have to let that play now, aren't I?
C-Sha!
Hey, Blanc. Sorry to make you worry.
If you really cared, you wouldn't have run off without saying anything.
Yeah. Alright, good point. I destroyed the crystal in this tower that's the source of my strength in order to prevent this, but I'm in a sorry state.
This tower is the source of Gold Third's strength?
I should have sealed my power, but it's overflowing from deep within me and it can't be suppressed. It's going to overtake me.
You can't give up! We'll save you! Leave healing to me.
I'm grateful, but this isn't something that can be fixed by healing. It's too late for me. Even now, I just want to fight against Blanc so badly. It's unbearable. It's taking all I have to suppress this urge. So please, Blanc, while I'm still holding myself back.
Why do you resist? You should just fall quickly and hand your body over to me already.
C-Sha! What is this? What happened to C-Sha? She looks scary.
All right. Well, I guess we're really doing this.
Blanc? Are you gonna fight C-Sha?
I don't want to, but it's what she wanted. I have to defeat her here before she hurts the people of Louis. But you two don't have to push yourselves. I'll handle this myself.
No, I'll fight too. Yeah, me too. I don't know how, but there might be some way we can save C-Sha. We have to try. I agree with Ram. I won't give up. Blanc, you can't give up either. Let's try our hardest to save her.
Wrong, Ram. Right. We won't fight to defeat her, but to save her.
Yeah!
You hear that, C-Sha? I don't know how, but I'm going to save you.
Oh, you dare challenge me? No matter. It's always fun to kill a god. You will feel the pain of my surge of delusion.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna bear the burden of all your darkness.
Final boss of Blanc's story, we're taking down C-Sha. To be fair, this is actually a pretty fun fight. It's not the hardest in the world, but then not many bosses in this game are. Like, this game isn't too difficult as a whole. There is a few difficult moments in it, but this fight's fun. Especially because, you know, she can unleash Capcom moves at you. And I can't remember if she actually gets to unleash any of them on us before the end of this, but we'll see. However, because she uses Street Fighter combos as her moveset, get prepared to expect a lot of hits on her attacks. Like, she won't just punch once to be done with it, she'll hit like 7 or 8 times before she finishes. And that's something that you just need to get prepared for. Also, yeah, Ram has an attack called I'll Tickle You, and it has, yeah, it's such a weird animation. It's a healing move, for God's sake, and it's just like, what? But let's use Catholic Stern. But they kind of, I feel like they nerfed the animation slightly, because it used to have like a lot more orbs show up that she'd shoot up, whilst now like, they're barely visible and only a couple really seem to appear. As like C-Sha beats the shit out of Rom again. I don't know why Rom in particular has to eat so much punches to the face, but whatever. But you will notice that C-Sha does actually have quite a good amount of defense to match her health, so you're not going to be able to just get through it in an instance.
I'll be the one to end this.
And we will unleash the third break on them.
Rom, help me out.
Okay, leave it to me.
I love the little animation of Blanc kind of looking over her shoulder and going, come on, and then Rom going, yeah, let's do it, kind of thing. If you can get some cooperative attacks out there as much as possible, do it. Because it's how you're going to be hurting this boss the most. Especially because...
Skilled fools! Did you believe you would have better odds if you faced me as a group? Nothing.
I'm trying to think of what that's a reference to. I know that is a reference to something, but I just can't put it together. Oh well. It's not like when we go to Vert Story and Nep Story, both of them have at least one character that by the time you end that episode learns an attack that's ridiculously strong. Like in Vert Story, we're gonna get Celestial Severance, I think it's called, or Celestial Severance. And then in Nep Story, we're going to get Neptune Break before the end of that. And Neptune Break especially, it's kind of in the name, but Nep Break breaks the fucking game. It really does. The amount of damage that thing deals out is insane. And it just completely nullifies the effort onto bosses. And it holds its ground as a really powerful, deadly attack for quite a long while. It doesn't start to lose, like, burn out its rarity until quite a bit later on. Even when you get stuff more powerful, it's still an effective go-to. But either way, we got an ending cutscene here, and then we'll be wrapping up Blanc's story.
Have you come back to your senses yet?
I've erred. To think I would be so cornered. Still, you have good fists. This is truly a battle to the death.
This still isn't enough? Damn it! How long are you gonna be like this, C-Sha? There are lots of people in Louis who are worried and waiting for you to return.
That's right! Let's play games together again! I want to play with you again, C-Sha!
I am delusion itself. Strife is stronger than words. Now, let's fight until either perishes.
I don't want to fight. Let's pull pranks on Blanc like we did before. Let's doodle again, okay?
Wait, doodling?
We all doodled on Blanc's novel script together, C-Sha. Don't you remember?
Hey, wait! So you snots really were the ones responsible for that!
Whoops.
And you, C-Sha! How dare you act all innocent!
Wait, Blanc! We need to persuade C-Sha to come back to our side first.
Shut up! It doesn't matter anymore! That was going to be my masterpiece! And thanks to you bastards, my work was ruined!
But we didn't have any paper to doodle on. You always tell us to conserve resources.
Don't mess with me! I won't forgive you!
Run away! Wait, Ram!
Stop running! Get back here!
What is this? Horsing around during battle?
Ha! I was waiting for that opening. Grit your teeth, C-Sha!
Ah! Ah! Did you really have to hit me straight in the face? And with a fist.
C-Sha, you alright?
Is that something you'd ask a person you punched?
I had no choice. I was trying to bring you back. C-Sha! C-Sha!
Ram, and you too, Blani. I'm so sorry for worrying all of you.
Why didn't you just ask for help?
It'd be wrong of me to burden you, so I thought it'd be fine if I endured it, but I never expected this to happen.
I had no intention of dissolving our pair. If you think of me as your partner, then I'd like you to confide in me. If you release your delusion powers, and it creates delusionary monsters, all we need to do is defeat them. That's right! We just have to beat them all up! Isn't that right, Ram? Right, Ram.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's head home, to our Louis.
Okay.
So, C-Sha couldn't become a vessel. Oh well, it looks like they managed to obtain the target item anyway.
So, Steamax, did you obtain the item that was enshrined within Louis?
As your information stated, it was stored in the mansion's basement of the Revolution Leader, so it was simple to steal. But what exactly is this controller? Upon inspection, it seems like an old model.
You wish to know?
Yes, I do.
No can do.
Oh, General, please don't tease me! I've been so bothered by what it could mean I can't sleep at night!
Exaggerating as usual, Steamax. However, I can't tell you now.
No way!
There's no need to be so depressed. I will tell you when the time comes.
So, you'll tell me when we collect all the parts?
Correct. Once they've all been gathered.
No, the beauty of Steamax and Aphimojus is the same beauty that the Seven Sages had in the third NEP game, is that they're at their best when you're not taking them seriously. They're at their best when you're just letting them have a giggle on, because fucking hell, that scene was funny.
Oh.
But anyway, we got our ending now.
What's up, Blani?
We're going to have a nice long chat when we get back, so I hope you're ready.
Huh? What about the sentimental ending sequence? Aren't we partners now?
This is a separate issue. The crime of ruining my novel is heavy. Ram, you're at fault too. What should we do?
Why don't the three of us run away?
I agree. Run away!
Hey! Don't you run off! Wait up, you jackasses!
Are you kidding? We're out of here.
Run! Run away! If we get caught, we'll be punished.
Hey! I'm telling you to wait!
And so, the four of them led a very peaceful life which suited them so well, and all the citizens of Louis were incredibly happy forever.
Don't try to end this all nice and sweet. We're not done talking yet. The scene's still going.
Hey, we're at the end. We have to wrap this up nicely for the fans.
Like I freaking care.
Oh, hey, wait. There's still something I haven't told you yet.
Aw, damn it. Don't tell me you're hiding another stupid freaking power or some idiotic nonsense.
No. I just wanted to thank you for coming to find me and for saving me.
Huh? What are you saying so suddenly?
Well, you know, there wasn't really a good time to say it before. Oh, and one more thing. I'm home, Blondie.
Welcome home, C-Sha.
Aww. But next time on Neptunia VIIR, we'll be starting the next story. And if you've ever watched any of my reviews, you'll know that the next one is based on my favourite character. But that's the only hint you're going to get. So until then, you guys take care now.